Can appear by Zoom. So when you're saying, excuse me for a sec, when you're saying that this, the case I set this morning, you're talking about the motion to continue, Mr. Yeah. Oh, the motions. Gotcha. Okay, never mind. I'm with you. Thank you.
Mrs. Jones, please state your name for the record, please.
Kristen Jones.
Okay. And you're married to Mr. Jones?
Yes.
And you have a son named Noah, is that right?
Yes.
And how old is Noah?
He's 12.
And he primarily resides with you?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you all been married?
Since August of 2020.
Of 2020, okay. And you're with a child right now?
Yes.
And when are you going to be due for the
July.
your child? In July, okay. Describe to me your relationship with Rhett.
We have a good relationship. We play Uno, we play aggravation, we put Legos together, we go to the splash pad, we go to the trampoline park, we go skating. He's a good helper in the kitchen. We'll put cookies and brownies together. He enjoys that. We have fun together.
Okay. What is aside from that, what can you tell us what is your participation as far as the care of Rhett when he's with you all in the household?
I help out when is needed. Sometimes I'll pick him up from school. Sometimes I'll drop him off at school. Sometimes I help with his lunches, things like that.
Okay. And describe to the court the relationship between your son Noah and Rhett.
They're attached to the hip. They do everything together. They will play baseball, basketball, football outside. Noah has been helping him with soccer. They go fishing. They go swimming. He's teaching him how to tie shoes. And here recently, he's been, sorry, I'm nervous. He's been working with him with a Rubik's Cube.
Okay. And you're doing fine. So have you witnessed the communication between Mr. Jones and Mrs. Maples?
Yes, I feel like they communicate very well majority of the time, 99% of the time. They are great co-parents. They can go to events, school programs, communicate well. They can FaceTime Rhett and we'll communicate together, and it's almost like this right here is not even happening.
Right.
They put Rhett's interest first.
Both parents do.
Yes.
How's your relationship with Mrs. Maples?
It's good. She has my number, I have her number. And there's been times where I've kept Rhett and she's contacted me I don't have FaceTime, but to talk to him.
And then can you describe the relationship between Rhett and Mr. Jones?
Kyle is a very involved parent. He shows up to all of his school programs, all of his sports events. He's coached almost all of the teams that he's been on. He takes him hunting and fishing. He takes him to Jackson to visit his family. He takes him to church. He takes him on trips. They are attached. All three boys are attached whenever they're together.
That's all the questions I have, Judge. Just stay there, and Ms. Roberts, I
Okay,
have
I'm sorry.
questions.
I didn't mean to skip her. All three boys are attached. The three boys were the 7-year-old, the 12-year-old,
Yes.
and the how many year old sitting over here?
Yeah.
I apologize. I kind of
He's a
snickered
kid
when
at
you
heart.
said the boys are attached. That you put your husband in that same.
I'm sorry.
Where do you work? Mr.
I work at UBS in Nashville.
And what are your hours?
So I work from home, so it could be from 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, or it could be, I actually go into office Tuesday through Thursday, and I work from home Monday, Friday. But my boss is very lenient, and our schedules are pretty flexible that we can.
Well, that's what I thought when you said you worked at UBS. Again, I'm trying not to be as literal as that sounds. You
Yeah.
actually work for UBS.
Yes.
And you work from home at least 2 days a week and go into
Yes.
the office 3.
Yes.
Okay. So you're not the traditional Monday through Friday, get in the car at
No.
6 o'clock to drive to Nashville and beat
No.
the traffic. You
And,
have
right. So if I need to help out, they're more than welcome. Yeah,
okay.
it's open.
And so how long have you and Mr. Jones been together?
We started dating December 2019.
December 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And again, y'all married when?
August 2020.
August of 2020. And so when we entered the parenting plan, were y'all just engaged or were y'all already married?
The parenting plan was May, right?
Uh-huh.
We were just together.
You were just together?
Yeah.
And y'all didn't ever live together before
No.
you married because again, there was a provision in there
And
not to do
that's right.
but you've been involved in Rhett's life even before y'all started dating in 2019.
Yes.
And you got introduced to his son.
It wasn't till later.
Right, but
Right.
still you got introduced to his son. And you've been involved in his life effectively ever since, even before the parenting plan was in.
Yes.
And y'all married, you moved in together, and you've been a part of his life since then. And again, because of circumstances that changed, and Rose's job changed, and Kyle's job changed, they morphed into this where he's getting a bigger block of time with Red. And that's worked out wonderfully for this young man, hasn't it? It's allowed you to become an effective step-parent and help out, correct?
Right.
It's allowed your biological son to bond with your husband's biological son.
Correct.
Miss Maples and Mr. Jones, even though there's little glitches here and there that everybody gets with, but as you said, 99% of the time, they are effective co-parents.
Correct.
And Red has flourished as a result
Right.
of that. He's doing well in school.
Correct.
He goes to Van Leer.
Correct.
I think Noah, does he go to Burns?
He goes to Nashville Christian.
He goes to Nashville Christian. Okay. So do you drive him?
I take him, yes.
You take him to school at Nashville Christian. And then you're scheduled to be, how long of maternity leave?
I won't go back till January.
Are you off now?
Not till July.
Not till you get closer to your due date. And then you've taken the rest of the year off.
Correct. That's the great benefits of UBS.
And when you say taking off, you're not working from just home. You're able to just not work at all.
I'm off.
Right. And Miss Maples is able to communicate with you and to,
It's open, yes.
It's
We
open.
have each other's phone number.
okay. And there's not, as far, she's kept y'all involved through what you've observed.
Right.
If Rhett's sick and needs a doctor's appointment, she lets him know.
Right.
And you agree with me that Rose is the one that effectively schedules Rhett's doctor's appointments and follows up with those things?
Yeah.
Although she discusses it with your husband.
Correct. And there has been times where Rhett has been sick with us and Kyle's taken him to the doctor as well. It's
And they discuss signing up for extracurricular activities.
right.
And there's not an issue with you about your husband coaching and being involved in Rhett's situations, right?
No.
And as I said, Rhett has flourished with his current schedule. Is that correct?
He does well.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds to me like, I You probably don't know this, but I lecture the couples all the time when I'm in court here with them. And I tell them that they need to behave exactly like what I'm hearing these two pretty much behave and you behave in the scenario as a new person in that relationship. So I just want to say thank you for at least being the kind of person, and her being the kind of person, and him being the kind of person that it seems to me that I have encouraged over the years people to try to emulate and be like, that you all have to seemingly, at least, without, I mean, nothing is perfect. There's no relationship of any kind, even between husbands and wives, that don't have their bumps in the road. And so I certainly understand that. But for the most part, it sounds like they have a good relationship, and that you're helping your husband and facilitating that good relationship between the two of them. So thank you for that. You can have a seat. Ms. Hendrickson, you may call your next witness. All right. You can have a seat in the courtroom if you'd like. Well, if you raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
Mrs. Maples, you're not off the hook.
Well, that's okay.
Please state your full name for the record.
Rose Hannah Maples.
And you all have a Rhett, Mr. Rhett, 7 years old, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I just want to confirm, your lawyer basically agreed to the Thursday to Tuesday, is that right?
Yes, that's
You don't have a
correct.
problem with that?
I do not. Nope.
Okay. And so you don't have any concerns about Rhett's well-being when he is with Mr. Jones, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So do you believe that Mr. Jones effectively cares for or provides for the needs of Rhett when he's with Mr. Jones?
I feel like most of the time, yes.
Okay. So what would be the reason why he should not have the 7 days instead of the
I
5
feel like
days?
right now with our child doing so well and flourishing so well, that this schedule will work for us. I feel like if major changes happen, our child is he likes to know what happens, what day is this, what day is that. So us changing schedules is rough on him anyways. So with him doing well with this schedule, I feel like why change something that's not broken?
Okay. But he did flourish, and would you agree with me that he seamlessly adapted to the change from the every other weekend to the Thursday to
I don't really
Tuesday?
consider that seamlessly.
Okay.
We had different conversations when he was at home, not understanding the times, and sometimes he gets upset when he has to leave, and I think sometimes he gets upset with just schedule change in general. So
Right.
now that we have gotten him over the hump of the schedule change, I would not like to put him back into that where he is worried about, well, what day is this, well, what day is that. I would like to keep it the same, just so that way we do not ruffle his feathers and put him back to where he was before.
But would you agree with me that coaching him and making him, understand that it might be good for you to have an equal time with your mom and dad? Is that something?
Sustained, I don't think the question is an appropriate question for her to be asked.
Okay, Judge. Let me rephrase. So would you agree with me that over time, if, the same way as he was able to adjust to the Thursday to Tuesday, that at some point he'd be able to adjust to the 50-50? Judge,
Question
he
is-
knows his, may I respond to that, Judge?
Yes, go ahead.
Judge, the mother knows her son, so I believe that she would have some input on how her son will do in the event that we change it to 7 days on, 7 days off. I just don't think that she wouldn't have any idea how her son will fare. I mean, she already testified to it that, you know, he doesn't like this change and things of that nature. So I don't understand why she can't provide her own opinion on that.
I mean, she has already stated that she opposes the 7-day on, 7-day off schedule because the schedule that they have right now works so well, and that the child did not adjust seamlessly, as you put it, to the change when they made the change, and that they've had many conversations, and that she doesn't think that he would do well to make a change at this point. And her exact words were, "Why change it if it's not broken?" So I think she's answered the question about that in attempting to ask her to speculate whether or not the child would do well under a 7-day on, 7-day off is academic. She opposes it. So the question is whether she would think he does or doesn't do well with it. It's already been answered. She doesn't think he's going to do well. Sustain the objection.
Understand, Judge. So but you would agree with me that because of that, and you allowed it, very gracious of you to allow the Thursday to Tuesday schedule. Would you agree that Mr. Jones have been participating more in your son's life?
I feel like he participates well in Rhett's life.
Well, okay.
I feel like with the schedule that we have adapted, him and I worked together on that. That wasn't just a me or a Mr. Jones decision. That was what was decided. So the dates were not so sporadic.
Right.
And that Cal was able to get more time with Rhett. And we knew that also with school schedule, when he was going into kindergarten, it was going to be a different world. You know, It was going to be in daycare. Daycare is a different world than going into school. So
There's a lot of changes there, right?
right. And so with the changes, it's been great. And so I feel like we need to stick with what is going well.
And that you just testified that, you know, you felt like more time for Mr. Jones is appropriate for Rhett. Is that right?
Well, I feel like the time that he has been allotted has been great for both of them.
Okay. So the more time that he's spending with Rhett has been good for Rhett. Is that right?
I feel like they enjoy their time together, and it is, you know, I never want to keep my child from his dad.
Sure.
And his dad knows that.
Right.
But we also need to have a stable schedule, and this is our stable schedule.
Okay. Would you agree that Mr. Jones has also been outside of the child support, which was the $200-something a month for now? Has he been providing outside of that?
Not necessarily, no. My husband pays for a lot of things, you know, and before we ever even came to court, you know, I had reached out to Mr. Jones and said, hey, you know, Rhett is growing and things are getting more expensive, and can we just kind of reevaluate? Like, I'm needing more support from you. And he did not even answer that message for me. I have asked for more support from him, and I haven't gotten it. Now, there are times where I will ask him, hey, will you run by and get this? And he'll do it. But it is not an offered help.
Okay.
It is only offered to me if I ask him for help.
But in the past, and I have text messages where he would tell you, hey, I want to give you $100 for this and that.
Well, it's very seldom. That's not a common thing. And when him and I had discussed initially, him and I had discussed that when Rhett went to school, the child support would look different just because he's not paying for daycare anymore. And so I said, hey, for us both to not go back, I just need more support from you on the other half end.
Understand,
to
but
make up for the support with the daycare. Have I fully received that support? Absolutely not.
So do you recall that text message that you sent him about the child support?
Yes, I do. And I have it, and we've sent it.
This was sent March 17, 2024. And you said things are getting more and more expensive, so I have spoke with my lawyer and I need more financial support from you for rent. $204 a month is not helping at all. There are two options. You and I can decide on the price together, and that is what you can start paying in April. The other option is you will need to send your recent check stub, and then you provided Ms. Roberts' email, and she will put it in the calculator and will go off that what says for you to pay. This will not be an argument nor a fight. This is what you are doing. Once you decided on which one you would prefer, then you can communicate that with me. Was that the text message you
Yes,
sent?
ma'am,
Okay.
it was.
But you never factored in the fact that he was spending more nights than the every other weekend. Is that right?
He was only spending a few more. We changed the schedule around, so it wasn't like he added great enough time for $204 a month to be sufficient enough for us to take care of Rhett.
Okay, so I understand that, but what I'm saying is, in the original parenting plan, he only had 2 nights every other weekends, the Friday night and the Saturday night. So that's what's counted for him, 90 days. In your text message, it doesn't give him the credit for the 5 days that Rhett is staying with him. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I don't think that,
Well, the text message itself does speak for itself, and if that's being produced for her to review, then she can review it and determine whether or not there's anything in there. But the calculation of child support under our current law is not just based on incomes, it's based on the number of days each person has, and it also is based upon other considerations such as daycare expenses, work-related daycare expenses, health insurance premiums, and so forth. So it's not a simple matter of you make this, I make that, you make that amount, I make this amount, so you ought to pay me this amount. So, but I'm not sure that I would sustain the objection because I don't think that she's asked her anything inappropriate, but the text message itself does speak for itself. So refer to the text message in answering her question.
Mrs. Maples, can you identify that text? Was that the text that you sent to Mr. Jones?
Yes.
With regard to the child support?
Yes.
Okay. And it's dated March 17, 2024?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, was that text, was that before or after y'all tried to do mediation? I can't remember. Do you
We
remember?
tried to do mediation a long time ago, and his previous lawyer was never able to make it in.
Right, so even as early as before that date, you were all just trying to mediate?
Well,
and see.
our agreement was our agreement with us not having to go back to court,
court, yes.
because I tried to avoid that was I just need you to help. I need you to really help.
Sure.
And yes, there has been help, but has it been minimal? Yes. It's not a substantial amount of help that I have received.
Okay, but what you would agree with me in looking at that text message, you basically gave him 2 options. Either you agree on a price and that'll be set, and it was supposed to start in April, or he gives his paycheck to Ms. Roberts and it will get calculated. So the other factors that Judge Wolfe just enumerated that goes into calculating the child support, that was not provided in your text here, correct?
But whenever I say
It's
to
a
put it in
yes or
the
no
calculator,
question.
it puts it in. It will put the days
Yeah.
in, correct?
Only
If
the
you put it in the
days-
calculator.
Only the days that's in the current parenting plan, not the days that he's actually spending.
Sustained?
So you would agree with me that the parenting plan only assigns 90 days to Mr. Jones, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so in your text message, you're just asking him to provide his own paycheck and that will be put in the calculator, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, I'd like to put that into evidence.
Mark it as the next exhibit in order.
Now, there's a lot of talk about your communication, and everybody's, including me, I commend you and Mr. Jones for having really good communication. And so, do you agree with that characterization of y'all's communication?
I feel like we communicate fairly well.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes he can be hot-headed, but that's just his nature. But I feel like 98% of the time, we communicate very well.
And in fact, just this recent, last week, I believe, y'all were able to come up with an agreement on them going to Florida
Yes,
today.
and I'm all about, if they're going on a trip, to make sure it lines up and they can go. I never want to keep my child from having a vacation with them, because he does love them.
Right.
He needs to get to go with them just as much as he does us.
Right, right.
So anytime that there is any kind of communication about going here or going there, we always discuss it. We make sure that that doesn't interfere with his school time. And if
Right,
it doesn't
yeah.
interfere with school time, then I feel like he can go.
Right, yeah. So aside from your concern about Rhett having to adjust, are there any other concerns as far as our request for the 7 days on, 7 days off?
Just him, I just don't feel like he will do well. And that's my only concern, is my child.
But you don't know that, though.
Stain, you ask her the question, she answered, and then you say she doesn't know the answer, so Stain is argumentative.
So your reason for not agreeing to the 7 days on, 7 days off is that Rhett? I'm not talking about negotiations. I'm just trying to follow up a question from her answer.
And what is your question again?
Her objection to the 7 days on, 7 days off was because of the adjustment issue. And then I'm gonna follow up with a question. So it doesn't have anything to do with negotiations.
Ask your question.
So aside from that, you don't have issues with Mr. Jones in general, because nobody's perfect, right? But in general, you don't have any issues with his parenting skills. Is that right?
No, I don't have any issues with his parenting
So
skills.
you trust him to provide for, the day-to-day needs.
I feel like when my child is in his care, that with the help of Kristen, his wife, that Rhett is 100% taken care of.
Okay. And in reality, the reason why you don't want to agree on that 7 days on, 7 days off is that you just cannot go longer than the 5 days. That's what you communicated to Mr. Jones, correct?
I don't want to go longer than the 5 days, and I do not think that my child will do well going longer than the 5 days.
Understand that. But you understand it's not about you. It's about the welfare of your son,
Right, and I also
correct?
stated that it is about the welfare of my child, and that I do not feel like he will do well with that schedule.
That's all the questions I have.
All right, Ms. Roberts, you have a question?
I live at 1579 Bell Hollow Road in Van Lear, Tennessee. It is me and my baby, and Brett and my husband Jacob.
Okay, what's your baby's name?
Collins Maples.
And what is Colin's date of birth?
Her date of birth is August the 19th of 24.
Okay. Now, you and Mr. Jones had Rhett back in 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
And y'all were not married. is
No,
that
ma'am,
correct?
we were not.
And y'all were together for how long a period of time? When did y'all separate after
We were together probably about a year and a half, and then we separated.
Okay. And at that point in time, you retained me, and I think he retained
Judge Creasy.
Judge Creasy, the now Judge Creasy, and
Yes.
we were able to work out an agreement in a parenting schedule. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct? And where did you work at the time?
I worked for Lucas Orthodontic Group out of Brentwood, Tennessee.
Okay, and he worked at this
MHI.
MHI. And we entered into this agreement where he got every other weekend and then could pick the child up on Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. You worked like, you typically would work a late.
Yes, ma'am. We were on an alternate schedule.
Okay. And you changed employment.
I did. Yes, ma'am.
And where are you working now?
I work for Dixon County Board of Education. I work at Burns Middle School. I've been there for 2 years.
Craig,
Yes, ma'am.
may I pass that?
Right.
Thank you.
I've handed you a couple of documents, and can you look through those and see what they are?
That's my W-2 and my check stub.
Okay, so your 2024 W-2 is the 2-page that we copied it on 2 pages.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was your income for 2024 under your Social Security wages?
It was $19,152.81.
And again, you have now your paycheck stub with your when you started the school year for 2024, 2025, which we just finished. And is this the current paycheck stub? I think we have dated for, the check date was 5/20.
Yes, ma'am. We get paid monthly.
Okay, and so, and your year-to-date income, gross pay, again, was $9,476.65.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's what you've made from January through May.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we'll move that in as the next exhibit.
Working 6.
Now, Ms. Maples, you agree that at some point in time, you and Mr. Maples, in looking at the child's best interest, decide to modify the existing parenting plan. Is that correct?
Yes.
And y'all were able to agree to do that. Is that right?
Yes.
Again, under the existing parenting plan, he was to get the child 90 days, which was the father would have residential time every other weekend from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6. And it goes on to say, and any other times the parties may mutually agree.
Yes, ma'am.
And additionally, the father may pick up the child from daycare on Monday and Tuesday afternoon and keep him until the mother gets off at 7:30.
Yes, ma'am.
And did he usually and customarily pick him up on Mondays and Tuesdays?
Yes, ma'am.
And then every other weekend, and even y'all were able to agree to a bigger block of time. And when did that happen, ma'am?
That happened July of 2023, right before Rhett went into kindergarten.
Started kindergarten?
Yes.
Okay. And so, and he's going to kindergarten in Vandalier, is that correct?
He went to kindergarten. Yes, ma'am. He's
Okay.
going into 2nd grade now.
Right, but he's still at the Vandalier school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yep.
and is that where you're zoned for?
That's where we're zoned for. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And so y'all changed that by mutual agreement, and y'all agreed, and you're consistent with the parenting plan that says any other times that the parties may mutually agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Then if you go over, when we, on the, if looking at the parenting plan, your income at the time was $2,357.33 a month, and Mr. Jones's was $3,213.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we calculated child support based on those numbers, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But was Mr. Jones supposed to pay all of the daycare expenses? It wasn't put into the calculator, was it? He just paid the daycare directly,
He
correct?
paid the daycare directly.
And he was supposed to keep health insurance for the
Yes,
child?
ma'am.
Okay. And y'all split any health insurance equally between y'all,
Yes,
50/50,
ma'am.
is that correct?
Yes.
But you were familiar, and it was discussed with you, that under the child support section, and I can pass this to you, that the parties acknowledge that court approval must be obtained before child support can be reduced or modified.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were aware of that when you signed that.
Yes, ma'am.
So at some point in time, after you changed, when you were changing jobs, did you know that he changed jobs too?
I did not until later on.
Not until later on, but did you reach out to ask him for a modification of support as evidenced by exhibit number 5?
I did.
The text message?
Yes, I did.
Before filing a petition to
Yes,
modify the child
I
support?
asked to reach out before filing.
Okay, And again, you understood through the parenting plan that you had to have a court order to change
Yes.
the money, but y'all
Yes.
were free to agree on
Yes.
additional time.
Yes.
Correct? And did he ever respond or do anything back to you?
No, ma'am.
And as a result of that, did you incur attorney's fees
I
and
sure
costs
did.
to have to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that you were, that you signed a contract with me to pay $350 an hour for
Yes,
the
ma'am.
time that was associated with getting this case done?
Yes, ma'am.
And after we filed that, they counterfiled, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And prior to doing that, he had a previous attorney by the name of Kelly Jackson Smith, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were there a number of times that we attempted to reach out and try to mediate
Yes.
this matter? And
Numerous times.
again, those were canceled or not being able to take
Yes.
care of, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, not putting fault on anybody, but it just didn't happen, did it?
Right. Yes,
So
ma'am.
did you try your best to resolve and modify
I've tried multiple times. Yes, ma'am.
before having to bring this to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you've incurred attorney's fees as a result of that.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you believe that you don't have a problem, and again, it's been questioned, the existing schedule is best for your child.
No, I think that would be best.
Worked it out. And again, one of the things that we didn't do back at the time, he was ordered to pay child support in the amount of $204 monthly.
Yes, ma'am.
And has that been does he pay that consistently?
No, he has to be reminded often.
Do you want a due date specifically
Yes.
set? And do you want it paid by wage assignment through the registry of the court?
Preferably.
Okay. But until the wage assignment goes into effect, you want a due date so you know the time that you're getting your child support?
Yes.
Because as we're sitting here right now on May 20, what's today, the 28th? I
Yes,
guess,
ma'am.
Have you received child support for May?
I have not received child support for this month. No, ma'am.
Have you asked him about it?
No, ma'am.
But again, you'd like it on a specific day,
Yes, and I'd like to have to not remind.
not have to remind.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, we filed this petition in July 2nd, and you were aware at the time you had had a change of job, and he had had a change of job at that point in time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you pregnant at the time?
Yes.
And so you knew come August, I think we alleged that in August you would have an afterborn child.
Yes, ma'am.
And you now learned that he is about to have an afterborn child in the end of July.
Yes, ma'am.
And all of those factors you've been explained and understand that those are the things that the court has to consider.
Yes, ma'am.
And you think the 5 days, twice a week, at 10 days a month is appropriate for him.
Yes, ma'am.
And your child has flourished with that.
He has. Yes, ma'am.
How's he doing in school?
Oh, he loves his school. We love Van Lair. That he has done really, really well.
He's making good progress.
He's making great progress.
Does
Yes,
he have
ma'am.
a set of social friends there?
Oh, he has all kinds of little friends that he's even had since pre-K.
And you think that it's appropriate to